Rich people. When you see one, it seems like they have it all. The girl, the car, the house, the clothes, the expensive watch. But what if I told you that no matter what you look like, how old you are, or what cards life has dealt you, you too can become rich? Being rich doesn't require some overpriced course from a guy bragging about his huge house while sitting in a Rolls Royce or Bentley. And no, that wasn't a diss on Dan Locke. Being rich is a state of mind, and pretty much everyone who has a sizable amount of wealth will tell you that they had the rich mindset long before they actually achieved great wealth. So many people believe that money is evil, but it's not money itself that's evil. It's what some people do in the pursuit of money that could be viewed as evil. Scientifically, money has been shown to literally change the way that we think and feel in a good way. Because the more money that you have, the more you can focus on the things that really matter, instead of constantly worrying about how you're going to pay your bills. What you're about to learn are 5 things that rich people do that poor people don't. And when it comes to generating a huge amount of wealth, these 5 things are incredibly important. Number 1, stop buying crap. So what is crap? Crap is pretty much anything that you think that you need that you really don't. Whenever we walk into a store, we get bombarded with crap. Why? Because stores are literally designed to make you buy stuff that you don't need. And tens of millions of dollars go into making sure people who go into stores end up walking out with a bunch of stuff that they don't need. On the way out of pretty much any grocery store, what do you see? The answer is that you see rows and rows of candy. There are Reese's peanut butter cups, which happen to be my favorite, and a little something for everyone else. Then as you're walking out, oh look, a red box. Better grab a movie on the way out to go with all of that candy that you just bought. Even car lots do this, and on your way out of some of the biggest ones, you'll see a bunch of cars that are lined up perfectly for specific types of people. 90% of the things that we buy every single day are things that we think we need that we really don't. There's a store at the mall near me called Unique Imports, and for some reason I always seem to be drawn to this place, and I end up walking out with a bag of stuff that I don't need. And yes, these products are pretty cool, but they always end up inside of a box in one of my closets. Every dollar that is not spent on things that you think that you need but you really don't is another dollar that you can invest in something that will make you money. Number 2, rich people don't try to impress anyone. Listen carefully, guys, because this is easily the most important piece of advice that you will ever hear when it comes to money. Now, the single most expensive mistake that you can make on your journey to becoming rich is trying to impress people. Now, we are all only human after all, and even thousands of years ago, one of our most basic needs was to fit in with our tribe. Many of us, myself included, grew up without a father, which means mom was overworked and most likely always gone from the home. So many of us didn't get the attention that we needed when we were younger, so when we grow up, we do things to seek this attention that we never got. And what's the easiest way to get attention from random strangers? Well, it's by acting rich, of course. The truth is that money talks, so when you pull up in something nice, everyone around you can't help but look. And when they look your way, they always wonder who is driving that fancy car, or who lives in that big house, or what's so special about that guy that allows him to afford all of those designer clothes when they can't. You see, money draws the attention of friends, family, and even complete strangers, and this attention feels so good. At any given moment, all most of us are doing in life is trying to obtain things that we never had when we were kids, such as the attention that we never got from our parents that we should have been given. Another basic human need that we all have is the need to feel important, and guess what? Acting like we're rich and getting attention from complete strangers happens to be a pretty easy way to make us feel super important. But the problem is that spending money to try to impress people always ends at the same destination. And this place is packed full of people, and it's called broke. So you might be wondering, what do most rich people drive if they don't drive some sort of fancy car? And you probably guessed something like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. Nope. Well, surprise, surprise, most rich people actually drive a Ford F-150. And for those of you who don't know, that's a truck. Now, the other top 3 vehicles that are owned and driven daily by millionaires are the Jeep Grand Cherokee, Honda Pilot, and you guessed it, the Honda Civic. So the next time that you're driving on the highway and you hear one of those loud fart cannons speed by you at like a gazillion miles an hour, just know in your heart that the guy who is driving it is paid. Rich people, on the other hand, don't waste money to impress people or to gain attention. And if you want to think like the rich, you shouldn't either. Number 3, rich people believe that making money is simple. The other day, I was exiting the highway, and on the side of the ramp, I saw a man holding a cardboard sign. And this guy was obviously trying to get money. But when I looked at the sign, I saw something that I had never seen before. The piece of cardboard that this guy was holding was so big that it covered nearly half of his body. But what surprised me even more than that was the fact that there was like 5 paragraphs of writing on it. And I'm sure many people would love to have given this guy money if they had an hour or two to finish reading what his sign said. But the reality is that most people don't have this kind of time, and there's an old saying that says, keep it simple, stupid. So many people think that making money is an incredibly complex process, but anyone who has made a ton of money knows that this is completely false. The process of becoming rich is actually really simple, and here's what you do. First, find a problem. And make sure that a lot of people have this problem, or if they don't, make sure that the ones that do are going to pay you very, very well and then solve that problem. And in every situation, the best solution is always the simplest. All of you watching this video want to know how to become rich or simple ways to become better men, and these are the problems that I try to solve for you on a daily basis. So what rich people do is find a problem, solve it, get paid for it, and then repeat. Rich people understand that making money is simple, yes, but nobody ever said that it was easy. Persistence and never giving up are 2 things that all rich people do. Number 4, rich people create things. Mike Lindell, founder of MyPillow, is estimated to be worth $300 million, and all this guy does is sell pillows. He's the guy with those funny commercials that you always see on TV, where he's standing in front of the mirror yelling at you saying, "You're gonna get the best sleep that you've ever had with MyPillow, I promise." All of the wealthiest people in the world are not doctors, they're not lawyers, and they're not even people in similar occupations. The highest paid people in the world are actually actors, music artists, and people who create products that solve problems. Just like Mike Lindell, the MyPillow guy. Poor people, and even people who aren't poor but who also aren't rich, all have something in common, and it's the way that they think. Poor people think that to get richer, you have to work harder or longer. And for most people who are poor, this is true. They do have to work harder and they do have to work longer to make more money because that's how they think. The rich people, on the other hand, when they want to make more money, think to themselves, what can I create that will make me more money? Doctors, lawyers, and people in similar professions all follow a set of specific rules and way of thinking. And these people don't get paid to create things like song lyrics or movies. They simply get paid to follow a set of instructions. Rich people do things completely differently because instead of thinking, how can I trade more of my time and more of my labor for money, they ask the question, what is it that I can create that will pay me more money for less of my time and less of my labor? Some examples of this are songs that pay royalties and other creative work, or even a video just like the one that you're watching right now. This video is something that I created to solve a problem for you guys, and it requires my time and effort once, but continues to pay me again and again and again. Number 5, rich people see opportunity where poor people see fear. If there is one thing that I have learned after making a ton of money, it's that there is always opportunity where other people see fear. And this is easily the most important part of this video, so keep listening. In a previous video, I mentioned that nothing stays the same and that things are always changing and always in flux. And one of the greatest differences between the rich and the poor is simply how they perceive things. Poor people, when confronted by change, act out of fear, while rich people, on the other hand, see opportunity. Behind every change in your life, no matter how scary it might seem, is a hidden opportunity. For the last 4.5 months, I haven't been making as many videos for you guys because I have had some huge personal problems that I have had to deal with in my own life. But now I'm back, and what I learned over the last 4.5 months is that behind all of the fear that I was facing were a few amazing opportunities. When I got fired from my job as a gas attendant 10 years ago, I was terrified at first. But then I got excited because leaving that job opened up incredible opportunities for me that have brought me to where I am today, allowing me to solve problems for you guys. So to think more like the rich, view every change in your life as a hidden opportunity that you can take advantage of to improve not just your bank account, but also your life. These are 5 things that rich people do that poor people don't. And with that said, as always, thank you guys so much for watching.